What kind of oysters are these?
These are Viagra.
Okay. Does it really work?
Oh, you have to try it to find out.
Last time in New Orleans, we explored the amazing diversity of cultures that make up Cajun and Creole cuisine.
How many different generations of people have come through? The Italians, the Irish, the enslaved people, the French, the Spanish, the Acadians, and put all that together and we have a cultural gumbo.
But there's one country whose impact is much more recent.
In honor of people in Vietnam, I'm gonna put sauce on my already very sauced sandwich.
Well, a lot of Vietnamese people would hate me for it, but I love working with fruit.
Bonet Fries is gonna be loaded fries with steak. It's gonna be killer.
I don't want this moment to end.
A large Vietnamese population came over as refugees after the Vietnam War. So there's an interesting Viet Creole that's happening here, but also at home in their Vietnamese culture.
The similarities between Saigon, Vietnam, and New Orleans are shocking. Both are on a coast. Both hot. Both have a love for seafood, especially oysters.
Oh, that is legit the best oyster I've ever had.
If you look at the history of Cajun food and also Vietnamese cuisine, you see the foundation of French food. People find a lot of things and spices that they recognize,
including these single-person baguette sandwiches. In New Orleans, it's called a po' boy.
That is beef heaven right there.
And in Vietnam, it's called a banh mi.
It makes me so happy to know a place like this exists.
These days, the vibrant Vietnamese flavors at restaurants like New Orleans' own Banh Mi Boys are catching on big time. But we'll also discover how Cajun cuisine's influence made it all the way back to Vietnam.
Is it okay if we don't put cucumber in? It's like the one food I hate.
cucumber.
So pack up your fresh herbs in your carry-on luggage. Today we're going global for Vietnamese food. It would be really easy to miss this place. Tucked in beside a gas station, this restaurant lures in hungry patrons from near and far with flavorful Vietnamese baguette sandwiches known as the banh mi.
We are at Banh Mi Boys. How long have you been established here?
Almost about to be 3 years.
Peter Nguyen is the owner of Banh Mi Boys. Born and raised in New Orleans, his parents, who own the gas station next door, wanted him to sell po' boys, but Peter opted for the banh mi.
I live in Vietnam. I know what a banh mi is. What is the difference between a po' boy and a banh mi?
For a po' boy, you get the classic traditional fixings. Whatever fried shrimp, fried oyster, you get lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, and mayo. But for banh mi, it's very layered, as in you get spice, you get a little bit of acid from the pickled carrots, the brightness from the cilantro, the freshness from cucumber. And then you have the very rich meats inside.
I know, people love the cucumber. I'm not gonna have that on my today.
Okay, you're not a cucumber guy, okay.
You have an awesome menu. It's hard to narrow down what I should try.
Yeah, there's a lot.
But you said the banh mi ball call.
Yeah, you know, regular bak kwa, you get it in like a stew. And then you have the bread, and you dip it, and you eat it with the bread. But I kind of combine that with something in New Orleans that they do similar here. It's called roast beef debris. So roast beef debris is pretty much a roast that you cook it all the way down till it breaks apart. And you have the gravy in it. So I do the same kind of concept with the bak kwa. Cook it down and put it in a banh mi.
Before I sit down and eat Peter's banh mi creation, I need to do something real quick. Before the Banh Mi Boys start making my banh mi bal kho, I've decided to fly here to Vietnam, to Ho Chi Minh City, to witness the birthplace of this dish. Let's check it out.
Hey, don't touch my mic, okay?
Let's go. Saigon. Many say this is the city where bal kho originated, and this street-side restaurant has been bringing the bal kho action since 1975. Their family recipe has been maintained for decades, and today I'm gonna get a peek. Like many dishes in Vietnam, there are no shortcuts. It all starts here, piece by piece, chopping up beef short ribs and tendons. Their giant fiery pot begins with cooking oil, then adding lemongrass, ground onion, garlic, and ginger. Then a mixture of Vietnamese curry leaf and 5-spice powder. This is what gives bal kho its rich, orangey hue. Once the air becomes so aromatic that you can't stand it, toss in the meat, searing it, then eventually building a broth by adding water, sugar, and salt. Meat gets removed, then the tendon, which needs less time to cook and thus gets its own spa treatment.
So right now, the tendon's been boiling for about 20-25 minutes. We're gonna open the lid and reveal that now. We already have this amazing broth here that cooked all the beef, and I believe like that deep, rich color now it's just permeated all of the tendon. It's nice and orange, and now it's hidden from your view. That's for me to look at, not for you. I'm gonna try it out fresh from the broth. Oh, wow, it's so fatty and like has a certain kind of springy chewiness to it that your teeth slowly slide through it. I love the taste of that so much.
With the beef and tendon complete, they continue building the broth, adding in carrot and onion, and piles of seasonings until they've achieved perfect balance. The final dish can be served with noodles or eaten with Vietnamese baguette bread.
So this is bò kho. This is almost like gourmet level street food, if you can call it that. This bowl here, I think they supersized it for me a little bit, but this is 35,000 dong, less than $2 for this. I mean, come on. Here you can see the beef. It is completely saturated in that broth. Try it out. Oh, it's so delicious. It's so savory on many different levels. It's not like, oh, it's so tender, it's falling apart in my mouth, but it has a certain kind of elastic chewiness to it that's enjoyable. And then, of course, some more tendon. My buddy Kyle Lay, he told me that a lot of people here kind of like that chewy texture when they're eating meat. And it's not so common in the US, but I like it too. Here we have the banh mi, the bread, so you can just dip it, or you can even do what I would like to do, make a mini sandwich. Look at that, all that beef, it's wet. Get it soaked in even more sauce. Let's try it out.
One more reason why I should stay.
So this is what bò kho is like here in Saigon, in Vietnam. I cannot wait to see what they're doing in New Orleans. Let's check it out.
Hey, I'm not finished with you.
Back to Peter's kitchen. He starts on the bread and bò kho, then slathers up the banh mi bread with creamy mayo. Now the main star. Generous portions of bò kho with its gravy. Then jalapenos, pickled carrots and daikon, and fresh cilantro.
This is gorgeous. First of all, I love that he somehow put a Vietnamese stew, essentially, into a sandwich. And it is extra sloppy. It's like a Vietnamese sloppy joe now. And then here, borderline looking better than the banh mi, the freaking Bonet Fries.
Do you remember Bonet?
Oh, look at that. And then it all becomes inflamed. Yes, this is a fiery roasted breakfast.
That's Bonet. Here in Peter's kitchen, he's brought the magic of Bonet to French fries.
Bonet Fries is gonna be loaded fries, steak. It's gonna be killer.
Fries that get topped with grilled thin slices of steak, along with caramelized onions, creamy zigzags of mayo, and liver pate, chopped green onion, and a sunny side-up egg as the cherry on top.
I'm gonna get some fries, I'm gonna get some meat, some onion. Oh, Bonet is one of my favorite meals in Vietnam. And here they've taken that essence, especially with all these onions, and they've mixed it with these starchy potatoes, also known as French fries. So here's the best part, check this out. Oh my God, look at this. Just like classic Bonet, you want the yolk to drip out onto all the other ingredients. Yolky, beefy, oniony French fries. That is outstanding. Somehow they've contained all the essence and spirit of bò kho into the banh mi. Let's go for it. Man, he's absolutely right. It has some nice complexity to it. Some freshness, sourness, spiciness all together. I mean, there's a lot of heavy fried food in this area in general, and sometimes it can be a bit much. It can lack some balance. It's the incredible contribution of Vietnamese food, having these fresh herbs along with this more heavy kind of stewed, savory bò kho. On the side here, we got some sriracha and we've got hoisin sauce in honor of people in Vietnam who loves sauce more than any country I've been to. I'm gonna put sauce on my already very sauced sandwich. Oh yeah, let's take that down. Is there anything else? Did I miss anything? Anything else I should say? I think I've been about 10 minutes just kind of going on, and so.
Since I went all the way to Cajun country to eat Vietnamese food, I figured I'd come all the way back to Vietnam, to Saigon, to try something with a Cajun twist. This is Nikki. She used to live in Texas where she fell in love with Cajun cooking. So much so that now she combines the powerful flavor forces of both Cajun and Vietnamese cooking in her Saigon restaurants.
Years ago, a friend of mine introduced me to Cajun Vietnamese Crawfish. Vietnamese people are very, very creative with food, so they just added their own stuff that suit their taste, like lemongrass, because characteristic of the lemongrass smell would take away the muddy smell of the crawfish.
It's hard to know if good old crawfish throwdowns will have a chance to catch on here in Vietnam. These days, the government is restricting access to crawfish since they're seen as an invasive species, just like the also illegal coconut worms. This, however, will not stop Nikki from bringing the heat today.
What kind of oysters are these?
These are Viagra.
Okay, does it really work?
Oh, you have to try it to find out.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine.
Viagra Oyster, as she called it, gets piled high with apple vinegar, purple onion, fig sauce, raw quail egg, shrimp egg, flying fish egg, and Cajun seasoning.
Baby, show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine.
What I love about this, I don't think you would find the quail egg in Louisiana in Cajun cooking. So this is definitely like really cool fusion right here. Is there any strategy?
Yeah, kind of suck the juice first and then start chewing until the tobaccos would pop in your mouth. And you see everything's blending together.
Yo. Oh, that is legit the best oyster I've ever had. Just kind of small enough. It's just a little seafoody, a little ocean essence. You don't even feel the egg. It's like the quail yolk. It's just kind of creamy and binds everything together. I could eat about 100 of these. Do you have a limit for people where you make them stop?
No, they can eat all they want.
Perfect.
But it's not a buffet, they have to pay.
Nikki has one more trick up her sleeve. The sandwich that's bringing the world together.
You know, I went all the way to the US just to eat a banh mi. And now I'm flying all the way back to Vietnam to eat a Cajun-inspired banh mi.
Remember this?
Oh, it's in my nose. There's like cayenne pepper in the air, right?
Yeah.
Nikki's own crawfish boiling sauce does not go to waste.
This one is the thing that connects the banh mi and the main ingredients together.
Oh, wow. It smells like crawfish. Is there crawfish in here too, or just shrimp?
No, just shrimp.
Yeah, it doesn't smell like crawfish. It smells like shrimp, right? Yeah. Great. We're doing great. Keep it up.
Nikki has her own way of toasting the banh mi, torching it until it's crunchy and the room smells like fresh baked bread.
Apple, what's going on there?
Well, a lot of Vietnamese people would hate me for it, but I love working with fruit. I hate sugar.
Nikki starts by layering the banh mi with slices of apple, lettuce, and stir-fry beef with onion.
I want everything to be balanced. So you have the hot and the cold and the sweetness and a little bit of sourness.
Then the bean sprouts and Nikki's own Cajun sauce, which will give all this a real nice kick. Finally, a bit of coriander brings it all together.
Guys, have you ever seen a banh mi so stuffed as this one? The cilantro, the bean sprouts, they're trying to make their way out. I'm not gonna let them. So for me, this whole adventure is about seeing how interconnected the world has become by way of food. I think the more we mix and match and take the best of this part and the best of this culture and the best of this cuisine and put it together, the better it is for everybody. And we get new creations like this, okay? This kind of Cajun Vietnamese banh mi I'm gonna bite into right now. Oh, that really has like layers of flavor. When I was in Louisiana, I had some po' boys, I had some banh mi, and if I had to choose one, it's absolutely the banh mi. I mean, for me, the po' boy would always be kind of one note, just kind of salty, mayonnaise-y, but something like this really has like layers to it. So there's texture, soft meat, crunchy apples, something you might not expect. But beyond that, there's sweet, salty, spicy, the herbs in there, and then the sauce. The sauce itself is what would be used in a crawfish boil or to cook shrimp, seafood. It's really unique to pair that with beef. I love it. Guys, what a happy ending to this video, huh? How about, you know, put down your rifles, put down your AK-47s, and pick up a chef's knife. Let's all get in the kitchen and let's make some good damn food, huh?
I live in Vietnam. I happen to have a profound love for this place and its food. But what I love even more is seeing its impact throughout the rest of the world. From researching and shooting to editing and mastering, our 10-person best ever food review show team works hard to roll out the highest quality travel food entertainment twice a week. If you like what we do here, please consider supporting our Patreon. Patreon allows fans of the show to contribute a monthly sum and receive a load of extras like early video releases, private Q&As, and beyond.
To learn more about our Patreon, check out the link in the description box down below. And if you can't give or don't even feel like it, that's okay too. We're just happy you're here. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Peace. Peace. Did we do it? We're good?
Are we in sync? No.
We're cute.
Lift your eyes off the ground, you've only begun. Rising up through the clouds, no, never give